In the quiet town of Willow Creek, where the river whispered secrets to the ancient oaks, lived two sisters, Lila and Maura. They were as different as dawn and dusk, yet bound by an unspoken thread that no distance or time could sever. Lila, the elder at 25, was a dreamer with wild curls and eyes that held the sky's promise. Maura, 19, was practical, her straight hair always neatly braided, her gaze sharp like the edge of a blade. Their mother used to say they were two halves of the same heart, and they believed her, until life began to test their bond. Their parents had died in a car accident when Lila was 16, leaving her to raise Maura in their creaky, memory-filled house. Lila traded college gyms for night shifts at the diner, her hands smelling of coffee and grease, while Maura buried herself in books, determined to escape their small town. They fought often, Maura's teenage rebellion clashing with Lila's exhausted patience. But every night, they'd end up on the porch swing, sharing a blanket, whispering apologies under the stars. "We're all we've got," Lila would say, and Maura would nod, her cheek pressed against her sister's shoulder. When Maura was accepted to a university across the country, Lila's heart swelled with pride but cracked with fear. She drove Maura to the airport, her hands trembling on the wheel. At the gate, Maura hugged her fiercely, whispering, "I'll come back, Lila. I promise." Lila smiled through tears, but as Maura's plane vanished into the clouds, she felt the thread between them stretch taut. Fragile. Years passed. Maura thrived at college, her letters home filled with stories of new friends and late-night study sessions. Lila's replies were shorter, weighed down by bills and the diner's endless hum. She didn't tell Maura about the foreclosure notice on their childhood home or the way her chest ached at night, a pain she blamed on fatigue. Maura called less often, her voice bright but distant, and Lila didn't push. She wanted Maura to soar, even if it meant flying far from her point. One winter, when the oak stood bare and the river froze, Lila collapsed at the diner. The diagnosis was a heart condition, ironic, she thought, for someone who'd given her heart so freely. The doctors said surgery was risky, expensive, and not guaranteed. Lila didn't tell Maura. She couldn't bear to pull her sister back into the gravity of their old life, but Maura, ever perceptive, sensed something in Lila's too cheerful emails. She booked a flight home without warning, arriving to find Lila pale and thinner, the house colder than she remembered. "Why didn't you tell me?" Maura demanded, her voice breaking as she clutched Lila's hands. Lila's smile was weak. "You were building your future, Maura. I didn't want to be your anchor." Maura stayed. She took a semester off, ignoring Lila's protest, and worked odd jobs to help with medical bills. They spent evenings on the porch swing again, wrapped in the same old blanket, but now Maura told stories of her dreams, her fears, and the guilt of leaving Lila behind. Lila listened, her hand squeezing Maura's, the thread between them tightening once more. The night before Lila's surgery, they sat by the river, the air sharp with frost. Maura pulled a small, worn notebook from her coat, Lila's old sketchbook, filled with drawings of their childhood adventures. "You gave me everything," Maura said, tears falling. "You gave up your dreams so I could have mine. I'm not letting you go, Lila. Not now, not ever." Lila pulled her close, whispering, "You're my dream, Maura. Always were." The surgery was a success, though recovery was slow. Maura stayed through the spring, helping Lila plant flowers in their yard, their laughter echoing like it had when they were kids. When Maura finally returned to school, she carried the sketchbook, a reminder of the sisterhood giving her wings. Lila, stronger now, started drawing again, her sketches filled with two figures, sisters, hand in hand, against the wall. Years later, at Maura's graduation, Lila sat in the front row, her heart full. Maura crossed the stage, diploma in hand, and looked straight at her sister. "This is for us," she mouthed, and Lila felt a thread between them, unbreakable, eternal. Pause with love. They returned to Willow Creek often, to the house they'd saved together, where the porch swing still creaked and the river still sang. And under the stars, they'd sit, two halves of the same heart, forever tethered by a love that no distance, no hardship, could ever unravel.